Oh, what is up, fellers? Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I don't know why they call it Thanksgiving. We ain't giving anybody shit. We're just taking stuff. We're just getting stuff. The whole point of Thanksgiving is to paint a rosy fucking picture over the dark history of what really happened when this country was founded. Just kidding. Stolen from the natives that lived here. Columbus, all that shit. It's just a bunch of fucking colonizing assholes bringing disease to this place as they pillaged and raped and murdered and slaughtered the original inhabitants of this land. Basically came in and took over, and yeah, it's pretty fucked up shit. They did some actually like deeper fucked up shit when you actually learned that they were like chopping their fingers off and making necklaces out of them and forcing the people to wear the necklaces as like a symbol to anyone who stood against them that this is going to happen to you. If you cross us, you better let us take your land and fuck you over. Or else we're going to chop your fingers off and humiliate you and turn you into one of our weird slaves. Yeah, that kind of disgusting shit. So yeah, Thanksgiving is fucked up. The only thing you should appreciate about it is you get some time off and you get to spend time with your family and friends and you're not fucking working all the goddamn time. At least right about now. So that's why Thanksgiving is awesome. But the dark history behind it, yeah, you're a fucking idiot if you're one of those people that thinks that this is just a moment of sunshine and rainbows and everything's great. No, it's evil shit. I mean, hey, we had to tell our kids something, right? Oh yeah, Thanksgiving was when we got along with everyone and ate food together and stuff. Yep, that's right, kiddo. You can't tell a fucking like 5-year-old. Oh yeah, we were actually brutalizing each other, chopping our fingers off and shit. Can't talk about that. It's kind of traumatizing for a kid. They're gonna have to learn that truth when they have a sense of humor and they reached an age of reason and they can look at that and go, oh, that was fucked up shit. Yeah, less of that moving forward, please. So yeah, Thanksgiving's pretty fucked up. But, at least you get some time off and you get to spend time with your family. I went over to my buddy Glenn's yesterday, and that was fun. Haven't seen him in a while. Got to hang out with his silly doggies. They're cute. And yeah, we had a lot of food. I tried not to overeat. There's way too much goddamn food. And then this one guy showed up. Bless his heart. He meant well. He brought 7-Eleven pizzas. He was like, here, I brought pizza. Try one. And he was really pushy about making everyone try a piece. That was nice. So I tried one. It fucking sucked. It was like the worst pizza I've ever had. But, I smiled and was like, oh, yum. It was not good. But yeah, it was a good day. A lot of being nice to each other, a lot of family and friends stuff, a lot of just enjoying time off and relaxing. Something we all need to do more. We all work too much, man. Work is fucking bullshit. Oh, man. What a fucked society we all live in. So much imbalance, so much corruption, so many problems going unsolved. My God, the world is a nightmare. You gotta try to do your best. But anyway, fellers, what did I want to talk about? Yeah, I got the unpatched version of this game, and it is better, dude. It is better than the updated version. It is. Look what I can do in this game, dude. I'm a fucking monster. My goodness. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's radical mode. Radical mode, though, I only use it on accident when I accidentally over-taunt. But in the original version of the game, like, you can taunt 3 times in a row, dude, and get your special. This is fucking insane. You can only do it this way for the story mode, which is essentially the noob mode. It's like the basic, this is the first thing you should do when you play the game for the first time mode. And then there's the arcade mode where you have limited lives, limited continues, and what else? Oh yeah, no saves. You gotta beat the game from start to finish. And that can take like 2 hours. This game's kind of long, for a beat 'em up. But that's kind of a good thing, you know. You get a wide variety of levels and environments and bosses and enemies, so the game's really great in that regard. Some of the bosses are horse shit. The Rat King sucks. That's a bad boss. What else sucks? Wingnut is not a very great boss. Kind of hard to connect hits on that boss. And then a lot of the time it engages in the flyby stuff, which isn't very hard to deal with, but it's long and boring. And sometimes when he gets done with that move and he comes back so you can actually hit the motherfucker, he just fucking goes right back and starts doing that long, boring move again. And that fucking sucks. Yeah, what a shit boss. That's a bad boss. Who else is a bad boss? Some bosses are too easy, and that's kind of a problem that I would say makes them bad bosses. Like Leatherhead, it's just a game of whack-a-mole. Just don't get too close to the guy. Every time he jumps out of the sewer, spam a special. That's basically all you got to do to get him. Other than that, keep your distance, because he'll tail fucking trip you pretty easily and quick if he gets close to you. But yeah, he's pretty easy. Slash is a very easy boss. I just no-hit that boss, actually. That's how easy the fucking boss is. And I've barely played this boss. I've played this boss maybe like 10 times now in the past 2-3 weeks I've been playing this game. But yeah, I no-hit the motherfucker. See, as you can see, I got him halfway down. And he's like dumb. Like he's just not responding. Oh shit. Now, the unpatched version has 2 things that are kick-ass about it, but it has 2 things that are lame about it. I'll start with the bad. The bad is whenever you do a dash, there's a small pause after you dash. In the updated version, you can dash like really fast. It's all about dodge, 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 you know, in the updated version. Which I think gets a little fucking crazy, you know, you're looking at way too many things, it becomes a kind of a mess, you know, and a lot of the time you just kind of feel like spamming the dodge button rather than using it tactically. So I like this better, even though it's harder. Yeah, as you can see, I destroyed this guy without getting hit. And yeah, in the unpatched version, yeah, dodges are worse. There's a pause after dodging. You can't immediately dodge again afterward like you can in the updated version. So dodges can't be spammed like a total noob thing. You gotta think and plan ahead a little bit with your dodges in the unpatched version. So it's a little harder. Some people might not like they might not like that. They might like it more. I like it more. It's kind of a personal preference thing. So I think this is better. And in the story mode, you can charge up 3 specials, which is sick. That's just amazing. It makes the story mode a lot more fun. And like I said, if you don't like it, you think it's too easy, you can go to arcade mode where you only can save up 1 bar of specials to spam at a time, making it much harder. So if you want the challenge, there you go. But if you don't and you just want the casual fun, then yeah, play the story mode stuff. And I think that's great. In the updated version, they made it so that taunting 3 times in a row to get 3 bars is impossible. They nerfed the game. They made it a lot less fun in that regard. It kind of sucks. They encourage you to spam a lot of dodges and combos rather than just, you know, spamming specials. And you could argue that made it like harder, more challenging, or made it so the players have to engage in more moves rather than just spam the special. And yeah, you got a point, but my point is greater. Have all that noob-friendly, goofy shit in the story mode, and then have that skillful stuff in the arcade mode. You know what I mean? That way you please the best of both worlds. People who just want to play casually and people who want to challenge. You know what I mean? Like you can easily work with both crowds. What's wrong with catering to both the hardcore player and the casual player, you know? Not everybody's a no-lifer who loves the fucking game like it's crack and plays it like crazy, okay? Most people who... And this is a beat-em-up. Most people who are into beat-em-ups at all, in general, are just kind of there for the 30 minutes, an hour of fun, and then that's it. They'll play it again one day, I guess. It's not Elden Ring where you're devoting hundreds of hours or something, you know? Maybe even thousands. So, it's a pretty, you know, entry-level game. Anybody can really get into it, you know? You don't have to play a ton of weird RPGs or genres to understand it, really. It's bare bones. It's pretty basic bitch video game stuff. Beat 'em ups. That's what they are. It's a very simple, repetitive, not too deep, not too complicated kind of experience. Anyway, but yeah, being able to store up 3 specials, it feels so good, dude. It's pretty overpowered, to be honest, but it works well in the game. And you can still fuck up and get overwhelmed by enemies when you're playing with a lot of people, and if you don't time everything correctly, and if you're not great at memorizing the levels over time, yeah, you can have a hard time, especially on the harder difficulties. But eventually you'll probably be like me, and you'll be so damn good that you'll run through the hardest difficulty on the story mode like nothing. Like I just showed you, I just no-hit one of the final bosses. Granted, he's one of the easier final bosses, but I'm just showing you that's how easy it is. You just spam specials. And yeah, I think that's great. And they nerfed that shit in the main game. So in the updated version, you can enjoy spamming 3 specials most of the time, which is great. I love doing it. It's really fun. Like I said, it makes it easier, of course, but it's not actually easier in every way, though. Like there's certain things like these little floor robots. Yeah, using like air slam specials on them does nothing in the unpatched version. But in the updated version, they made it so any special works against these fuckers. But yeah, that's something you have to consider about the unpatched version. They made certain specials useless against certain enemies. So, you know, I think that's a good thing. It's tactics, you know. You got to really change up the way you play depending on the enemy that you're facing. So I think the updated version did a lot of mistakes, honestly. I'm not saying it's bad and terrible and you shouldn't play it. If you like the changes, yeah, go for it. But if you're like me and you prefer the launch version, the version of the game that the developers wanted us all to experience right then and there, I think it's better personally, so I've been digging it. Yeah, I don't have the DLC characters or survival mode, but I don't really care about that too much. Yeah, the other thing about the unpatched version that okay. Let me back up a bit. The 2 things that suck about this unpatched version is dodges are delayed, so you can't just spam dodge. You have to think. And what else? There's a bunch of little changes and differences, of course, but I'm just going to sum up the main ones. The 2 things that are kick-ass are you can save up 3 bars in story mode, and the taunts are much faster. And when I say much faster, I mean it. 1.5 seconds versus 2 seconds is a huge fucking difference. It matters a lot, actually. You'll start to notice you'll be able to pull off taunts a little bit better than you could in the updated version. This is a fucking game changer. The fact that they nerfed Raphael and made his taunt take longer, they made his specials do like a little bit more damage overall, although they also nerfed some of his specials. It's complicated, okay? Like, there's a lot of details, but I'm just going over the main differences. The 2 things that suck are your specials can't hurt those robots unless you use like a certain type of special, like the slam special doesn't do anything. Rolling, like I said, has a delay on it, so that sucks. But the good thing is you can save up 3 bars now in story mode and fucking just spam specials like a motherfucker, which is great. It's fun. It is a little noob friendly, but it feels really good. Especially on bosses who when you play with a lot of people, they damage sponge the boss's health meter to hell. So it's nice to be able to just fucking wreck with endless barrages of specials. Just watch that health meter get ripped down. Just watch the enemy boss just stumble and stutter and stunned, you know, like can't do anything because you're just delivering so much fucking damage. That happens to the Triceratops guy boss a lot, which I thought was fun. One time me and my brother just special spammed the fuck out of that guy's face. So much so, and so fucking viciously fast, that he didn't even have a chance to call in his, like, herd army to storm us. Like, he didn't even get to that part. He died so much fast. It was great. Like, stuff like that. So, you can call it noob-friendly if you want, but, you know, it's still fun. And you can still die in this mode. They give you more than enough lives at a point. You get, like, 5 lives per level, so you're probably only going to die once or twice, if that. So you're definitely not even going to get to a continue, most likely, unless you really suck somehow. But you're probably going to get to a reasonable skill level where you just don't go to the continue screen anymore. But, you know, you can still play in a skillful way of trying not to get hit or trying not to lose a life. So there's still some skill to it. So it's still fun. But like I said, if you're looking for a bigger challenge, just go to the arcade mode, you know? So that's great. This version of the game caters to the casual and the skillful, like, really well. I did hear, though, that the PC version of this game at launch had some weird, fucked up control issues on those levels in particular where you're, like, gliding on a hoverboard or whatever. For some reason, pressing, like, roll would make you roll in the opposite direction on these levels in particular for some fucking reason. God damn, dude. Can they ever launch a PC game nowadays that isn't as broken as the console version? I swear to God. It's always worse on PC now. That's what sucks about PC gaming. You'll get the faster frames and the better graphics and the faster load times, maybe, sure, depending on your model and game. But, like, overall, that's how it's going to be. But when it comes to the gameplay, like, you're going to notice more glitches, more clipping, more freeze-ups, more all kinds of problems, generally speaking. That's not always the case. Sometimes every version of said game is fine at launch, but that's really rare. Most of the time, the PC version is going to have some noticeable fucking problems over the console stuff. It's just how it goes. It sucks. So yeah, PC gaming kind of blows in that regard. Like, this is what I think you should do for PC gaming. Very highly cinematic visual-based games that aren't really known for their gameplay so much, but rather just their amazing visuals and storytelling and all that stuff. Maybe get those on PC, because they'll look the best, and if they have any gameplay issues, you're not really going to give a shit, because this is mostly a game that you experience rather than you play. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to continuously challenge yourself in the gameplay skill mechanics of the game for months on end, like you would in Elden Ring or something. You're probably not going to do that with Silent Hill 2 Remake, okay? You're probably going to play Silent Hill 2 Remake once or twice and probably call it a day, maybe come back to it a few years from now and play it again because it's a cool-looking game. But is it the best, like, mechanically when it comes to graphics and stuff? I mean, gameplay and whatnot? No, there was some glitches, some frame rate issues. They patched some of this stuff, so that's good. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Like, to play the new Call of Duty on PC, I don't recommend that. If you're going to play Call of Duty at all, get it on console. It runs better. It has less glitches. The PC people have been bitching up a storm about how broken it is compared to the console versions, and they got a point. So, see, that's the kind of game that you don't want to play on PC. And then the other kind of game you want to play on PC is like RTS games. Mouse and keyboard for strategy games where you mouse click on everything, micromanage all these little armies. Mouse and keyboard's the way to go. You can get like adapter mouse and keyboard stuff for your console games to play like Age of Empires 4 on the new Xboxes. Yeah, you can do that. It's kind of different, not as great. It's kind of, that experience was kind of just meant for a computer, you know. But you can blow it up on the big screen, and if you have a mouse and keyboard setup or something like that, you can figure it out. Although this is kind of new gaming accessory stuff that a lot of people aren't really into. You know, most people, like, if they're going to play an RTS, they're just going to have their computer, their personal computer, and just install the game there and play it there, you know. Hardly anyone's going to get the console version and then buy a separate mouse and keyboard setup just for that, and then they blow up their PC visuals onto a flat screen TV and then experience it that way. Most people aren't doing that, let's get real. But that is an option if you want to explore it. I don't have much experience in that kind of thing. Maybe I should check it out one day, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I think PC gaming is good for. Strategy games and games that don't require too much like precise stuff. And I'm not talking about new strategy games. Those all pretty much suck. They all do microtransaction phone game type gameplay. Some real bare bones, like you don't have to think too hard. It's all about the action stuff rather than, you know, coming up with perfectly timed, deliberately intelligent strategies like you could with StarCraft or Command and Conquer back in the day or the old Age of Empires games. Like today, strategy games are very basic bitch phone game type. Like you don't even build a base, you just make an army and go to town. I don't really care for newer strategy games. I really wish they would remake a lot of these old strategy games and do a good job because they're not very compatible with newer computers, and You got a lot of issues and glitches and stuff, and it would be nice if they could fix that shit. So anyway, that was my rant and sum up of that. Now I want to talk about something that's really lame, so I want to get it over with because Jesus fucking Christ. New gaming controversy just dropped. The dumbest of the gaming world are freaking out about something stupid again. Not Stellar Blade again. Not Hades 2 this time. No, they're freaking out about the new Avowed game. A game that I was shitting on just a few days ago because I found out that it's like a $70 game and it's digital only unless you pay $30 extra for the fancier edition of the game that does come with a disc. But guess what? The disc is fucking useless unless you have a constant internet connection. Because you gotta like install some kind of fucking burn code with the disc to get it to work. So this is actually worse than digital or physical. It's requiring both. You need the fucking disc and you need the internet 24/7. You can't have an offline console play this fucking game. So that sucks. That's really fucking lame. What if your internet goes out? What if you don't have internet? What if, the game ages and you need to get it on a new platform and you just have to re-download and re-buy everything again instead of just, here's the disc, pop it in, it works. We're playing a game. I mean, this game right now, this fucking game right now that I'm playing, look, physical disc, dude. Physical disc. And I popped it into this PS4, which is offline, no internet connection. It's not connected. Look, it says right there, you need to connect to the internet. No, I don't. And I popped the disc in. It didn't even have to download anything. It just instantly worked. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? No fucking extra hoop bullshit. I'm just playing a video game. Take that, motherfucker. Yeah, this is great. So yeah, I'm loving this game now. The unpatched version, I think it's superior to the updated version. Sorry. Some things about the updated version are better. Updates are always going to do something that's good, but sad to say, a lot of the time they do something that's fucking stupid, and, it's annoying. The game comes out, most people are digging it just fine, but there's certain people in the community who are whiny bitches who don't shut the fuck up, and they want to sell more copies of the game, especially because after the game launches, it sells less because people already bought it who are interested, and, it's just how it works. When a thing comes out, it sells the best at first, and then it sells kind of crappier later. That's pretty much always how it goes down, unless the product launches and nobody knows about it, and then word of mouth starts spreading, and then it starts to sell better. That can happen with indie games, but it really doesn't happen with like known games or big name titles. So, what was the point I was trying to make? I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Good God, I do that too much in these videos. I just totally forget what point I was trying to make because I go off on a tangent because I'm crazy like that. Yeah, this Avowed game, though, it's doing that bullshit where, there's no physical edition, basically. Instead, there's a fake physical edition, which is kind of even worse, Like, you really shouldn't do that to gamers, but we live in a corporate hellhole, so expect bullshit like this to happen, Whenever there's a new game, you always have to ask yourself, does it have microtransactions? Is it online only? How much does it cost? What's the DLC? What's the extra content? What's this going to be? What's that going to be? Is it on, what are the online? There's so many fucking questions. You can never just buy a game and be like, oh yeah, it's good. You got to do all this research to make sure you're not buying something that you're going to hate. Because, there's tons of fucking games with dog shit in them now, Don't get me wrong, back in the day, there were always shitty games, but, you still got, overall, the winners doing their best work, Nowadays, the biggest studios doing the most known games are often trash. Minecraft is a joke, Fortnite is a joke, PUBG is a joke, Call of Duty is a joke, Destiny is a joke, Rainbow Six is a joke. So many franchises. Pretty much all the shooters and sports games are all online only microtransaction, fucking messes, It's just true. If you have a copy of, Call of Duty World at War or the original Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox, 4, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare on Xbox 360 or something, there you go, man. You just got some of the best Call of Duty games. And even those shooters are kind of trash compared to a lot of great shooters out there. So if you got if you got a Call of Duty game like that, why the fuck do you need to buy the newer Call of Duty games, which are factually and objectively worse? Like they're online only, they have microtransactions, they launched unfinished with all this cut content, they're constantly hooking you up to the online system, and you have to go along with every fucking change they make, even if you don't agree. Like, it's, dude, fuck this. Yeah, and the new Call of Duty does that. The new Black Ops 6, it does that whole thing with the disc being just a drink coaster, essentially. Like the physical disc, yeah, 20% of sales for Black Ops 6 that fucking game, 20% of the sales are physical editions, and those physical discs don't work at all unless you have online constantly. So what's the fucking point of the physical disc? You know what I mean? Like, this shit fucking sucks, dude. They're trying their hardest to do as little as possible to rack in as much money as possible. And if you're supporting that, you're falling for it. You're kind of a dumb gamer who doesn't really have great taste and hasn't really experienced the better games of the world. It's just true. It's just true. I know it sounds snobbish, like, yeah, I know what the good video games are. No, there's opinions involved, okay? Like, for example, I don't really care for sports games. Some people really dig them. I don't give a fuck about that. So that's just an opinion thing. I'm not going to, like, shit on you for liking those games, for the sports that are in them and all that shit. No. Whatever you find fun, I might not find fun. I get that. But money is an objective thing. You know what I mean? It is. Not everybody has millions of dollars to just buy whatever fucking gaming shit that they want. So, when something is a bit overpriced, I think we can pretty much all agree that, yeah, that sucks. Like, this ain't an opinion-based matter when a corporation is definitely wallet destroying the shit out of its fucking customer base. So, anyway, I don't think Avowed will be that great because it's engaging in business practices like this. That really fucking sucks. That is a major negative. No true physical copy for this game exists. So that's a big bummer. So I've been shitting on the game for that. Now here comes the lame part. Apparently, the main dev behind Avowed, his name is like Matt Henson or something like that, he really hates Nazis. He really hates alt-right Gamergator trash. These fucking weirdos who can't stop bitching about boob size and people of color in video games. They just can't shut the fuck up about it. They can't help themselves. They're fucking hate-filled racists who didn't get much of an education. So here we are. We got this dumb fuck on our hands who won't shut the fuck up. And there's millions of these fucking idiots in the gaming community. And there's like 1 billion people on the planet who play video games. But there's only like maybe like 5-10 million of these fucking vocal minority weirdos. These angry white boys mostly. And some of them are Asian and Latino and like and whatnot. And that's really sad because it's like a lot of these guys are fucking white Nazis who want to see you hanging from a fucking tree. Why are you rolling with these dumb fucks, dog? God damn. There's nothing I hate more than seeing like a woman or a person of color side with these white Nazi fucking swastika wearing flag waving dickheads, you know? They march in the street, dude. In Florida, there are like Nazi marches, dude. Yeah, hate groups. And apparently this is allowed. This is okay. We don't just sick the cops on these assholes and crack their skulls in. And it's because they're white and they have money and they have power and they can lawyer up. So, yeah, we live in such a fucked society. But anyway, this guy doesn't like those people because that's normal. These people are hateful, racist shitbags, you know? And a lot of them are just really stupid and annoying. So nobody likes to put up with them. But, hey, we got to do something with these people, right? Nobody wants to hang out with them, but they're still part of our society. We can't just hang them all and kill them all, right? I mean, it might be nice. Might be kind of funny. But no, killing is wrong. It just leads to more senseless killing. Because if you kill like a Nazi who sucks and deserved to die, that's great. But now that you killed him, he might have had someone in his life who cared about him. and that person might hate you now for doing what you did. See, it's an endless cycle of hate. And that's why you can't just murder everybody, even though at first glance it sounds like a great idea in a lot of cases. But you can't. You got to engage in re-education. You got to try to get people to no longer believe the dumb things that they believe, that they were manipulated by in terms of propaganda or some dumb shit they saw on Twitter or CNN or whatever, and they actually believe what they saw because they are fucking stupid. and think that these sources are honest. Yeah, you just got to work with those people and slowly convince them to not be dumbasses anymore. But you kind of can't do that with certain folks. Certain folks make a living off of spreading lies and propaganda. They know better. They're just not going to fucking budge because, hey man, this is their bag. This is how they make money, by lying like crazy. So why would they stop? You know? There's people like, we live in capitalism. It's fucked up. If you can land a job doing some super evil thing, making a lot of money, and everybody knows what you're doing is evil and fucked up, are you going to stop? No one's stopping you. And it makes you money. So you're going to do it. Even though it's an asshole thing to do, and you look like a complete hypocritical, unredeemable monster person, piece of dog shit, who we should probably kill because you're causing a lot of trouble in the world. You're getting a lot of people killed and doing bad things. Yeah, you're the worst of the worst. So yeah, we should probably kill you. But, you know, like I said, that can lead to a lot of other bad things. So what do you do with a troublemaking Nazi? You know, try your best to work with a piece of shit like that, I guess. Always counter them whenever they're going too far. I don't know. It's exhausting. A lot of these dickheads are so stupid and monstrous that it would take over a lifetime to fucking reach them. You know? Like, goddamn. It's just a real sad and frustrating problem, you know? I mean, it's what makes Batman so interesting. He fights really nasty villains. But does he kill them? No. Well, if the Snyderverse version is what you're talking about, yes. But I'm talking about actual good and interesting Batman here. You know, he's always trying to find intelligent ways to counter the villains, but also not kill them, and try to give them a second shot at life, you know? And then there's an argument that that's pointless, these people are evil, and they're just going to continue to do evil things no matter what. Second chances aren't allowed, apparently. So you got to find, like, the middle ground, you know what I mean? But no, I ultimately don't believe in killing anybody, even though, like I said, sometimes that idea comes up and it seems tempting. But no, it's not good to just kill everybody. There's value in all human life. There it is. Just because a Nazi is spouting off like a dumb fuck doesn't mean he can't maybe change for the better and be a decent human being after that. I try to give people a chance, you know. It's just frustrating, though, because there are those who are just there to take advantage of your niceness and continue to be a giant asshole. And oh boy, you really need to deal with people on a case-by-case basis. Some people are redeemable, others are not, period. Like Benjamin Netanyahu, that fucking asshole. Is there redemption for someone like that? He's already ruined the lives of millions and killed hundreds of thousands. We're talking children and young ladies and kids and stuff. Like babies, toddlers, you know. Snipe them in the head. Sending drones in to rip them apart. God, this is horrifying. This is World War II Hitler level shit going down. In some cases worse than that. So, how do you find redemption for this asshole? You kind of can't. He's gone too far. He should be put down. He should be arrested for life, at least. Like, I'm sorry. The level of damage here is... Oh, man. What a horrible world we live in. Surrounded by monster people who justify genocide 24/7. This is just sad. Just so fucked up. Completely. Yet, humanity is a mistake. We should all die, honestly. We should all die, honestly. And that pains me to say that, because there are a lot of us who are trying our best, who are decent enough people. But we are the minority. Most people are shitbags who are self-interested. They don't care if they pollute the ocean. They don't care if a war or a genocide happens. They just care about what the new Call of Duty is like, or some dumb fucking shit. So we gotta deal with that. That sucks. It's too much. It's too stressful. I've been looking at people like that on and off for the past 10 years, and I'm sick of it. I've been sick of it. Now I know why a lot of people try to live in their own reality bubble, because, man, reality is fucking depressing. I mean, hey, I've been making this video for about 30 minutes now, and I bet you at least 10 or 20 children got bombed in that amount of time. Just now. Fucking wonderful, right? Good God. But anyway, as I was saying about Avowed, the main guy behind that game, one of the main art director guys or whatever, Leon Musk, that weirdo, was mad at him for being nice to lefty gamers, I guess. And so he came out and was just like, haha, that big piece of shit doesn't like me in my game? That's like a badge of honor. All right. That's great. So, yeah, all the anti-woke dumbass gamers are saying that he is a anti-white racist, because apparently he put out some tweets saying that, you know, black video game developers are underrepresented still, and it's harder for them to find work overall than it is for a white game developer. So he put out a statement saying, my door's open. If you got the talents and you're a person of color, we'll look into your work record and see if you could become a worker here with us. We're not racist. That's all he was saying, basically. But of course the fucking weirdos twist that into he hates white people. Even though he is white, he's fucking white, dude. Like, have you ever seen the guy? He's a bald white guy wearing like detective-looking suspenders. He's the whitest motherfucker he is. But apparently he hates his own race, and he hates white gamers and doesn't want his game to sell. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I fucking hate gaming, I swear to God. I'm like one of the few motherfuckers who's actually complaining about problems in gaming. Developers being treated like shit and not being paid correctly. Fucking corporate CEOs threatening to murder game developers if they ever speak out against the shady work conditions. People who are against microtransactions and overly charging for this and that and every single little fucking thing in the game. You know, like, we're against that, us reasonable gamers. But it seems like nobody listens to people like me. We're all just gonna listen to these fucking anti-woke weirdos because they're weird and loud and they get all the attention. Like, even I'm talking about them. My goodness. Because they're so weird. They're so fucking weird and creepy. That whole Stellar Blade controversy was just totally fucking creepy as shit. So many horny weirdo no-lifers in the gaming world. Our society has clearly failed. Look at these young men. They're pathetic. They're all like virgins, you know. None of them have ever held like a real job. They don't know how the real world works. They live online. Oh boy. That is sad. That is just sad. Good God. Anyway. But yeah. Don't hate Avowed because one of the devs was nice to black people. That makes you a racist dumb fuck. No, hate Avowed because the corporate business model doesn't seem the greatest. That's all. A physical disc that's not actually a physical disc, that's just some bullshit scammery right there, dude. So I doubt Matt has any control over the price and how the game gets shelled out. This is mostly Phil Spencer's idea. He's the one who's in charge of that part of the whole Xbox division. Like I said, the main artist guy behind this game, he's just the main artist guy. He doesn't really have any say-so over the price and how the game gets shelled out on the platforms. This is always the case, dude. This happened with even as far as back as like ODST on Xbox 360. When that game came out, it was $60, and people rightfully claimed, "Hey, that's a little expensive considering it's just a mod of Halo 3 essentially." And there's like no multiplayer or matchmaking. It's just a co-op or single-player game. So yeah, they kind of had a point that it was a bit overpriced. But guess what? the main devs behind the game came out and said, hey, look, I'm sorry, we don't have control over how much it costs. We just have control over how we make the game. And even then, Microsoft can come in last minute and force us to change things. So don't blame us. We're just trying our best as developers. If anyone, blame corporate. Blame the assholes we work for. You know? Yeah, and that's what you should be doing. So yeah, Matt is getting unfair hate from all these gamergating chud, racist fuckheads, these Elon Musk simps, these fucking morons who are always wrong about like everything. Like they freaked out about Hades 2 having woke LGBTQ characters, and it's like, it's Greek mythology, you fucking idiot. There's like 20 Greek gods who are gay as fuck, dude. Like, what are you talking about? You don't even know anything about Greek mythology? They teach you this shit in like middle school and high school, dog. You don't know anything about Hephaestus or Aphrodite? Should I blame COVID for the lack of educated men that are popping up now? Because, you know, going to school during COVID when that struck, that was kind of a bitch. Because, like, these kids are not learning shit. The school system is already fucked, but I think it's extra fucked now, and we're churning out even more dumb fucks. I'm just kind of hoping that America gets so stupid that it eats itself, and then it stops being a superpower that hurts and ruins the lives of other people from other countries all the goddamn time. How about that? That would be nice. America's super evil, dude. And we got all these weirdos in our corporate media covering for genocide, just lying to us constantly. These are unredeemable, monstrous sacks of shit. These people have caused, like, so much harm. Like I said, in a perfect world, we would hang all these people for what they have done. You know, they have enabled genocide. They have allowed innocent babies to be sniped in the head, and then they go on the news and they go, "No, that's not happening." Or if it is happening, there's an excuse, and this is why, justifying the most cruel behavior we've like ever seen in our lives, basically. And these guys run cover for them. How can you sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, these CNN anchors are good people who are lying to us"? Fox News, MSNBC, you guys are amazing, good people who are telling us the truth all the time, and you're not trying to manipulate us in any way whatsoever, right? Bullshit. Like, these people are fucking the worst of the worst. Bunch of kids just got bombed today. Anyway, I'm going home after saying nonsense on the news so I can eat my $500 dinner plate, because that's my life. I'm a rich millionaire who gets paid by AIPAC to cover for genocide. My name's Fake Yapper. My name is Dana Fash. My name is Tucky Tuckerson, although he doesn't have a corporate news outlet anymore. He's just on fucking Twitter or X or whatever it's called. Anyway, you get my point. All these rich assholes are just monsters, and if you follow them and listen to them and praise them in any way, you're kind of a fucking dumbass, okay? You don't know how bad these people are. You don't really know that they don't care about you, and they would step on you and laugh about it if they got the fucking chance, man. Stop simping for rich people, seriously. Anybody who does that is fucking stupid as hell. Seriously, I can't stand that behavior. Grow some fucking balls, dude. Like, people who simp for rich, powerful people, they're weak, dude. They're fucking weak. They're afraid. They're cowardly. They're stupid. It's pathetic, man. Stand for something for once in your fucking life. Jesus. Yo, Jimmy Stangel, I hope you're watching this video, brother. I saw some more clips from Halo, the TV show, for Season 2. I never watched the whole thing, but I saw some more clips. And I didn't realize, but they even have a segment where Chief has to fight the Arbiter, or some version of the Arbiter in the show, I guess. Not the Arbiter from the games, or the Arbiter from the older games, like in... This is like a different Arbiter, I guess, right? So Chief has to do a battle with him, and the fight was so terrible and corny, dude. It's okay. So this is how it starts, right? That one lady that Chief has sex with for some reason. This show is weird. Okay, this show is weird. She's there with the Arbiter, and they're about to activate some kind of like space relic thing that I don't know what it's going to do. Something good, something bad. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. They're going to activate it, but then Chief is there to cut him off. And so they're going to have to do battle. And they do battle with energy swords, which I thought was kind of silly. Chief opens up by just trying to gun him down with the pistol, which I thought was kind of cool, actually. Like, that makes more sense. Why would they have an honorable battle? This is a fight for one side versus the other. They're gonna do whatever they can to win, so it kind of makes sense that Chief would just straight up pull out a gun and try to win that way first. Especially because he's going up against an elite who might be able to kick his ass, because elites are pretty much on par with Spartans in terms of physical strength. So Chief opens up by trying to blow his head off, but it doesn't work. His armor and shields are too good. And then they start getting into a nasty fight against one another with swords. And I guess Arbiter is a little better at sword fighting, so he wins and Chief goes down. But he doesn't kill Chief. And then he turns around and at one point in the fight, it was really stupid. When Arbiter is beating Chief, at one point he just throws his own sword away and starts punching Chief's head in, you know? And subduing him that way. And it's like, why'd you throw the sword away? Why didn't you just jump on top of him with the sword and impale him and kill him instantly? Like, so that was really dumb. And people in the comments are pointing this out, you know? Anyway, he defeats Chief, and he gets up and he walks over to the lady, and then she looks past him, and Chief gets back up, and it kind of reminded me of that moment in that South Park episode, you know? Like, hey, Bat Dad, I didn't hear no bell. Like, it was fucking silly. Chief gets up and here's round 2, motherfucker. And then he goes at him with the sword again, but Chief doesn't have a sword. Uh-oh, how's Chief gonna beat him now? Chief has the grappling hook, and he starts using the grappling hook like 3 or 4 times during the fight to throw the Arbiter off, and he gets the upper hand and he beats the Arbiter's ass. And it's like, why didn't you use the grappling hook earlier, bro? Like, if it's that handy. I forgot I had it. It's just kind of silly, you know? Anyway, he defeats the Arbiter, and it tries to get all sentimental and stuff. And don't get me wrong, the actors in this show are pretty good. They're fine. Some of them do a pretty good performance. I'm not gonna lie. The Halo fan in me gets a little moved and a little tear-jerked, and I'm just like, wow, that's some good emotion, you know? Like, they're nice at building hype in this show. They're not terrible at it. Like, there's another scene where there's a spaceship and there's Spartans fighting, and it looks like they're about to finally lose, and one of them is about to set off an explosion that will sadly kill themselves along with the enemy. So it's a choice that they're going to have to make, and they're about to make the choice, and it's a hard choice. And right before she can make this choice, Chief shows up and kicks everyone's ass and saves the day. And I love that. This show isn't completely terrible. You know, there's some good things here. When he shows up, though, to save the day, it's all quick cuts, and like there's a lot of smoke. You can't see very good, and the CG's not the greatest. And Chief walking in with an energy sword with that pose looked almost as corny as the very first Halo trailer back in the day. Like, so some of it was kind of stupid, but you know, I get the vibe they were going for. But yeah, wasn't the biggest fan. It's like a 4 out of 10 show, 3 out of 10 show, something like that. Maybe 5 if you want to be nice, but it wasn't good. And the story stuff, the details, they just kept fucking all that up, you know? Like, there's a part where some of the Spartans run out of ammo, and one of them hints, okay, grab an enemy rifle, you know? And she's like, have you ever used a plasma rifle before? And she's like, no. He's like, you never forget your first, let's go! And they go out there, they're getting shot at, and she, the one leading the charge here, picks up a carbine, and the one who's scared and naive picks up double needlers, and she, with her one free hand, she grabs her wounded friend and starts dragging her backwards while shooting at the enemies with the carbine, and the lady on the ground who's wounded, that Spartan lady, has double needlers and unloads on them while getting... It's a pretty sick scene, it's pretty badass, but they said plasma rifle. The needler and the carbine are not the plasma rifle. Whatever. This show doesn't care about details, that's my point. Like, it cares about, like, Halo themes in general, all kind of sort of cobbled together, but without any logic. Kind of sucks. And as a fan of the games who understands how a lot of that stuff in the games works, it doesn't come off on the big screen as interesting or logical or even fun. It's just kind of nonsensical, and you kind of laugh about it. It's not a big thing to gripe about, but it is a detail, you know, and that's my problem. 343 doesn't get the details. Oh well. The show's canceled, so who gives a shit? Will Halo ever be great again? Probably not. So stick to your 360s.